Have you ever felt like every conversation with your teenager turns into a fight? Like, no matter how gently you speak, no matter how carefully you choose your words, it always ends in frustration, slammed doors, raised voices, and silence that lasts for hours or even days? If you are parenting a teen with ADHD, this experience is not a failure on your part, and it is not a sign that your child is disrespectful, lazy, or ungrateful. It is a sign that you are dealing with a brain that works differently, feels more deeply, reacts more quickly, and struggles more intensely with emotional regulation than most people realize. Dr. Russell Barkley, one of the world's leading ADHD researchers, explains that ADHD is fundamentally a disorder of self-regulation, meaning it affects a person's ability to manage attention, impulses, time, and emotions. This means that when your teen feels upset, frustrated, embarrassed, overwhelmed, or criticized, their brain does not respond in a calm and balanced way. Instead, it reacts instantly and powerfully, often before logical thinking has time to engage. Dr. Daniel Amen, who has studied brain function for decades, describes the ADHD brain as underregulated and overstimulated, meaning it reacts before it reflects. This is why a simple reminder about homework can feel like a personal attack, why a small correction can feel like deep rejection, and why a normal parental request can trigger a major emotional storm. Most parents do not intend to hurt their children. They want to help. They want to guide. They want to prepare their teens for adulthood. But when they say things like, "Why can't you ever listen? How many times do I have to tell you? You're always late," or "You're so irresponsible," the ADHD brain hears something very different. It hears, "You are a disappointment. You are not good enough. You always mess up, and you are a problem." For teens who experience rejection-sensitive dysphoria, which Dr. William Dodson describes as an intense emotional response to perceived criticism or failure, these messages do not just sting, they wound. They trigger shame, anger, fear, and defensiveness all at once. The teen's nervous system goes into survival mode. The thinking brain, located in the prefrontal cortex, shuts down. The emotional brain, especially the amygdala, takes over. Dr. John Ratey explains that during emotional flooding, rational thinking becomes almost impossible. In that moment, your teen is not choosing to be difficult. Their brain is overwhelmed. This is why arguments with ADHD teens escalate so quickly. A parent asks a question. The teen hears criticism. The teen reacts emotionally. The parent feels disrespected. The parent raises their voice. The teen feels attacked. The teen fights back or shuts down. Both sides feel misunderstood. Both sides feel hurt. Both sides feel alone. Dr. Ross Greene, author of The Explosive Child, summarizes this dynamic perfectly when he says, "Kids do well if they can. If they're not doing well, something is getting in the way." For ADHD teens, what gets in the way is emotional overload, executive dysfunction, fear of failure, and deep sensitivity to rejection. They often want to succeed. They often want to please their parents. They often want to do better. But wanting something and being able to do it are not the same thing when your brain struggles with planning, memory, organization, and impulse control. When emotions rise, logic disappears. When logic disappears, lectures become useless. When lectures become useless, parents often become louder, more frustrated, and more desperate. They repeat instructions. They threaten consequences. They compare their child to others. They express disappointment. They withdraw affection. None of this works long-term, and much of it causes hidden damage. Dr. Carl Rogers, one of the founders of humanistic psychology, taught that people change and grow best when they feel understood, accepted, and emotionally safe. Without emotional safety, the brain focuses on protection, not learning. This is especially true for adolescents, whose brains are still developing and whose sense of identity is fragile. This brings us to the phrase that thousands of parents, therapists, and psychologists recommend as a powerful tool for de-escalating conflict with ADHD teens. The phrase is simple, but its impact is profound. The phrase is, "I see you're upset right now. I'm here for you." These 9 words carry validation, empathy, safety, and connection. Dr. Jeffrey Bernstein explains that validation disarms defensiveness. When a teen feels seen and heard, their need to fight decreases. When they feel supported, their nervous system calms. When they feel safe, their thinking brain reactivates.